I was really nervous. It was the first year of middle school. First out of 3 to be exact. And boy was I nervous. There I was, walking through the road, going to the building. I went inside that building, which was my school, walking up to the stairs and finding my classroom. Then I had to sit on an uncomfortable piece of badly molded metal that had pointy edges that would always scratch up my butt. That was the chair that I was forced to use for a whole year. The first day of middle school was tough for me because I was really shy. I guess I didn't really know what to expect. And at the distance, I saw this kid that looked completely normal. He actually looked pretty happy. Not like me. I was super shy and nervous that day. He waved his hand at me, or at least I think that's how I remember it. But then, I saw this girl that stand out from the rest of the girls in my class. But then, I saw something on her wrist that caught my eye. A Sonic the Hedgehog watch. I knew about Sonic the Hedgehog, so I decided to tell her. Then the teacher had to decide our designated spots to sit in class. And I got to sit in the middle of the whole classroom. And the same girl actually got to sit right behind me, which made the first week of middle school not that bad, because she instantly became my first ever female friend. We talked a lot about each other that first week. I talked about SpongeBob and she talked about her interest in Japanese culture. Then it was lunchtime. I saw her sitting lonely in the bench, eating. But I also saw the kid that waved his hand at me earlier. I didn't know which bench to sit on, because I didn't want to eat alone, but also I didn't know who I wanted to sit with. I didn't know where to go, left or right. So, I collected myself, thought about it, and said to myself in my mind, Okay, Roberto, your next best friend will be the person that you eat lunch with on the very first day of middle school. So you must decide right now, left or right. So I calmed myself down. I stood straight and walked to the left. We quickly became very good friends. She saw me as a good, decent friend, and I saw her as the best friend in the whole world. Then the second year of middle school started. There I was in school. The teacher gave her first activity of the year, and I, surprisingly enough, wasn't nervous. Actually pretty happy and excited. Not to taste the cafeteria food or to see the teacher again. I was really excited to see my best female friend's face again. I even brought her gifts, a new pencil case and a poster. We were still very good friends. I talked about my obsession with SpongeBob and she talked even more about her interest in Japanese culture. Eventually, in the next few weeks in my house and in different places all around my area, I just couldn't stop thinking about her. I thought about her every single day. I eventually came to the realization that I had feelings for her. But we were still very good friends. We would hang out with each other all the time. Everything was so awesome and perfect. Then, one day, I ruined that friendship with one simple sentence. I could tell from that face that she made that she was shocked and uncomfortable. I say that I ruined that friendship because of those words because I could definitely tell that whenever we would hang out again like friends, she would be very uncomfortable because she knew what I truly felt about her. And I didn't like to see her like that, so that's why I think I ruined it. The friendship didn't feel the same way it was, because I compromised it with that sentence, and I felt bad about it. She eventually found some much better friends, and she had so much better time with them, and I was alone again. But suddenly, the exact same kid that waved his hand at me in the very first day of middle school, we actually got along really quickly, even faster than with the girl. We shared the exact same interests, like Spider-Man, SpongeBob, movies as a whole. I felt at home for the very first time in school, and I really liked that guy. But not in a gay way. But now it was the third year of middle school. In other words, the last year of middle school. And since it was the last day of middle school, it got me a bit sad because I was worried that I wasn't going to see my best friend again. Because we wouldn't just hang out in school, we would also hang out in arcades, win tons of tickets, and we would also play outside. But since it was the last day of middle school, I got a bit sad because I was worried that I wasn't going to see him again. And I wasted those first 2 years of middle school hanging out with my last friend, the girl. So sometimes I wish I could go back in time to the very first day of middle school, and instead of going to the left, going to the